You know, there's a Roach Warren up there for Boo. Warp Gate's being researched for Storm. You know, they're just really macroing up, really more worried about keeping their bases, you know, safe from any harm at the moment.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised here that Storm didn't get out an early Stalker to deny this Overlord Scout, because Boo, we have seen this a lot from Boo. Boo likes to hide that Overlord behind the natural mineral line so he can bring it in later and as well sort of keep tabs on how Storm's production's going. So we're seeing some Zerglings coming into the base here trying to see what's what, but this wall in positioning is very nice. You know, just a 1 Zealot gap there and the 1 Zealot gap on the other side of the pylon, so Boo wasn't really able to do much harassment there with his Zerglings. The cannoning position is actually not too bad. I mean, there are channels open for Zerglings, but he's plugging it pretty nicely with these Zealots. It is, I mean, his Forge Fast expand has gone pretty well, but he did transition into gas a little bit late, so I kind of feel that Storm was thinking about 2-gating this expansion, but realised that Boo was sort of onto him really, really fast with that Overlord Scout, so he's decided to sort of go for a bit of harassment and then an expansion on his own, and we are seeing Boo taking this second expansion, so he'll have 3 bases up pretty soon, so he's trying to out-macro him. I imagine both players are going to completely build up their armies, and we're going to see a really heavy macro game here.
The income tabs reading actually very, very similar. Storm has, well, he's actually got a bit more gas than Boo at the moment, but as far as minerals go, very similar. Harvest is very similar. We've got, I mean, they're just really playing kind of safe. There's a robotics facility going down for Storm. There's not really much to say at the moment. There is the actual expansion for Boo actually on the other side of the map, so he's trying to sneak that in. Not sure if Storm will see that before anything, you know, before it actually goes up and running, so it could prove, you know, very nice for Boo.
Yeah, I mean, Storm's throwing down the robotics bay here, so I imagine we're going to see some Colossi coming out. Boo has got his Hydras already on the way, producing more, and, you know, we did go those, that early Roach Warren, but we didn't really see any Roaches on the map, so he's probably looking for a Roach Hydra combination. It's going to be a bit of a problem running into this many Colossi, so Boo really needs to probably think about an Overlord sack to get some scouting information. The interesting thing about Metalopolis is these 2 gold expansions in the middle. If either player can get a hold on map control and take one of these gold expansions, it can really tip the balance of the game completely. So I would imagine that depending on how the first skirmish goes, when they've built up their armies to a comfortable level that they're going to push out, that one of these players, probably Boo, will think about taking one of these gold expansions, because then if Boo can have 2 expansions plus his main and then get a gold expansion online, he'll be in a really dominant position. Whereas Storm just seems to be comfortable on 2 base here. He's building up a bit, maybe thinking about a timing attack. He does have Thermal Lancers on the way, which absolutely crucial upgrade for the Colossi. So he's got 1 Colossi half the way through, and he's chrono boosting that Thermal Lance. So I imagine that once these Colossi are up and they're upgraded, there'll be a big timing push coming from Storm here. It's just a case of whether or not Boo can transition enough counter for this. I would like to see Boo try and scout out these Colossi. Yeah, and he was trying to do an Overlord sacrifice there. Wasn't able to get too close in. I don't know if he saw the Robo Bait. No, and he didn't see any of the Colossi. So unfortunate scouting there for Boo. Probably should have thought about upgrading to Overseer there. But Boo is playing pretty nicely in this position. I mean, he did hold his expansion very well. He has a lot of Hydras, and he's basically going up against a turtling Protoss. So he'll need to get this base online, and he's saturating it very nicely. So Boo's macroing up really, really well here. It's just a case of this really strengthened defensive position that Storm's got, and with Colossi on the way, I'm not sure what Boo's going to be able to do to counter it, because this is a really good unit composition from Storm. It's basically just going to come down to micro and whether Boo can get some additional units out.
I really like the, well, while all that was happening, there was actually an observer that went straight through Boo's base, saw absolutely everything he needed to see. I like that play. He knows that there's Hydras there. He knows really what's going on. He's just actually sending it straight over here to see Boo's expansion, so he knows what's going on there too. So, you know, it's not exactly the, you know, most crazy thing you see, but very nice observer just to see kind of what he's up against.
Yeah, nice scouting as well from Boo, who just picked up this sneaky little expansion at the 6 o'clock himself. It looks like he was going for a double expand down here, putting in 2 pylons so he'll be able to proxy units in and probably